One more time, welcome to the audience here, and welcome to the audience online. For the people who don't know me, I'm Thomas, and tonight I'm applying for the Diploma in Applied Permaculture. And from Switzerland, we have this two teachers, Sascha and Janick. And yeah, greetings to the Switzerland. And hopefully everything goes well and I can send some chocolates afterwards. Because you are running out of chocolate, I guess, when the borders are closed. Good. For the evening, I have planned the following things. I wanted to present the development of Varitsani, which is a homestead where we're living here already 8 years. And yeah, my name is Thomas. I am German, live already in Latvia 13, close to 14 years. I'm a father of a total 5 kids, 2 living in Germany, and 3 are living here with me. And my first contact with permaculture started in 2012, because when we bought this farm in 2011, my wife sent me to an EDE course, which takes 1 month in the Italian Alps, in the eco village called Damanhur, and there I got the first contact to permaculture. And from this day on, I was infected in this virus, which is called permaculture, and right now it's more lifestyle than rules and columns and books and building and gardening. Yeah, this is about me. For the people who are online, please accept the teachers, because maybe the teacher have some questions in between. Switch the microphones off. And so in the beginning, I wanted to show you a short 3-minute film of how the farm looks like when we bought it, because Liga and I, actually the whole family, make this film, because we are playing the instruments, we are singing the song, and we're taking the picture, and the pictures are taken at the day when we signed the contract for buying this house. And then afterwards, after the film, we go to some pictures and some slides, which we made in the last 8 years. And after the photo presentation, I have made some drawings in the back here, which I will explain with the permaculture principles and the zones and sectors and so on. But first, enjoy with me the 3 minutes film with my voice, the family voice, and the pictures from the you are the host, and you deactivated me. I cannot share the screen. So please. Yeah, it's done now. It's done now, super Rigi. So then I can something like this. So can you see right now the pictures online? Not yet. Do you see something? No. Interesting. Okay. So now you see the picture. Okay, then we start right from the beginning. Sorry for this. It was mēģinājums, as we in Latvian say. So the first try. So hopefully you see this right now. Yeah, thank you for watching the movie. So we're making the music, we're making the pictures, we're making the sound. And now I would like to show you what we have done in the last 8 years. Online you can see also right now the pictures, right?
No, not yet. Stop sharing that screen and share the other screen.
Okay.
At the very top of the screen you have the green and the red. So stop sharing that.
Stopping?
Yeah.
No, okay, this is stopping.
Yeah. Then you go once again.
And then you go once again, and then I go here, and then I go here. Okay. And now I have this. And now you see this.
Yeah.
Sascha, can you give me a sign that you see the picture?
I see it.
Okay. Super. I can ask you. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Varitsani. In October 2011, we bought the farm, and in the beginning, I show you a couple of photos which you saw already in the film. So as you can see here, all the windows was wooden frame and single glass. The electricity line comes from both sides of the house to the house over the air, a lot of antennas. Here you can see a dry well, which is right now our toilet system, canalization system in winter, when the gray water system is not working. Oops. This is an animal barn you see down below. Also, this becomes the electricity over the air, totally abundant, a lot of mess we found inside and outside, and now the animals are living there. Here you see our first greenhouse, and in the back here above, this is a hay hotel which now have the wood shingles, and it was the barn or the clades with the baddest condition. And where is right now here, the bowl is standing, this is the place where the Balipini right now is, where we was inside an hour ago. Yeah, so it was a greenhouse from the foundation, and there was built additionally a greenhouse which we used in the first year, and now we use it as a Valipini, but for this comes later. Even before we signed the contract to sell this house, I bring already the water in, because here was 2 old ladies was living here, and they had a well. They had to go in the one small shed with colored bottles, which you saw behind the house, to switch on the pump, and one lady taking with 2 buckets the water in summer or in winter to get the water from a tub and bring them in the house, warm it over the night. And this was their water system. And I said, okay, this I don't want. And we was sure that we not want to have this kind of system for us. So I bring the water inside the house already before we signed the contract. Yeah, and there was 2 wells. Here was another one, but it was a dry one, but it was standing like this. And you see, there was a garage. And this is Nala when she's very young, 8 years ago. This picture shows actually our family, but it's some kind of symbolic, because it's me, it's my wife, my 3 kids. And in the back, this is this girl which painted the house, which we was talking about in the living room. So she sent by the social agency and stay with us for 2.5 years. And so she is in this picture as a symbol, because this is our income for the last years, because we are working with this organization Wellenbrecher. Right now, they are not sending because of Corona, but the last girl was here in May this year, and we have already 5 of these kids, and the longest stay here 3.5 years. This is Josie from UK, and she is a volunteer, and she stays for all the volunteers who helped us to create this as I call it, paradise. And we had already more than 130 of these volunteers. We are offering our farm and homestead, for example, on the WeWoof pager for Helpix and for some other pages. And they are applying here to come here to live with us, to eat with us for free, but they are also working for free. And so, yeah, more than 130, I think 138 or so, I have to look, was here and helping us to creating such kind of wonderful homestead. Yeah, the first year, earth care. You know, I was a horse and the lady wants to have some potatoes and we bring them in and we don't want to use a tractor. So we make it with an arc by ourselves. And afterwards, after this day, I said, no more doing like this, never ever. And so we found another solution. And the next year, we planted the potatoes under the straw. They grow bigger, they go better, and there was more on the same spot. We have not the Colorado bugs at all, and we harvest, instead of 3 big potato boxes, we harvest 5 of them. So the potatoes was very, very big and very, very clear, because they was planted on top of the grass, and so the roots of the wheat did not go through. There was very nice potatoes. And with this, we start here to transform it to permaculture. One of these principles is produce no waste. All the windows which we built in our main house, I paid from scratch, I found here on the place. So the old ladies was living here more than 60 years. And they have no waste system, and they put metal and plastic and everything everywhere. And still right now, I found some scratch. When I dig in the ground, I found some needles, some tablets, packages, and all this kind of things. And all the metal I found in the first year, I collected together, bring it to the scrap place, directly with the money, go to the window shop and buy more windows. So all the windows in the house is financed by the scratch, by the metal they produced here and collected them in the 60 years I was working here. This is an old fundament of a blacksmith And I was crazy enough to think I go with a scratch and with a wheelbarrow, I take a scratch out and bring it somewhere. When I dig deeper and deeper and deeper, it never ends. So in the end, it turns out I called my neighbor, which have an excavator and a truck, and it was more than 40 tons, 40-ton truck full with waste. And we bring it away. So I could never do this with a wheelbarrow. It was a never-ending story. This is the barn called Kleeds, which is right now the hay hotel. And the roof was in a very, very bad condition. And so I took the Jeep, take the roof off. And I was sitting there from May till October in 1 year and nailing all the wood channels. We had in this time, we had some volunteers here, but they don't want to sit above the roof so high and nailing the wood channels. So I did it by my own each day. And I don't like this square of this arc, so we used the round shape. And with this kind of view, when you're living in the hay hotel, nice to see. This bathroom is inside the hay hotel and created by an American who drives with his Harley Davidson around the world. And he come here, stopped by, and created with me this wonderful bathroom with a shower, the compost toilet, and the sink. This is the inside of the hay hotel, where you can sleep in hay beds. Each person have his own electricity contact to charge his mobile. There's Wi-Fi and all this kind of things. This is my living room where we was half an hour ago. There we built our first rocket mass heater because we had no heating system. The only heating system, as you can see here, the backside of a traditional old oven, and it was only the backside. So this 32 square meters room was barely heated, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of wood. And in the winter 2012, I was looking for alternative systems. And in 2013, I started to build the first rocket mass heater in Latvia. I invited two people from Riga. I called for Talca, and they're coming too from Riga. They also never built it. And in one weekend, we made this. This is a picture from Monday. The clay is still wet, so the blankets and the pillars are only laid there for the photo because the clay is still wet. You cannot sit on it at this picture's time. Yeah, and till now I have built more than 34, I think. In total, I built rocket mass heaters. This is a picture from Estonia where we built it in the ground. And this is the kitchen, how it looks like before I built also there the rocket mass heater. And so it looks right now. Yeah, so we took the old oven away and we built the rocket mass heater in. This is actually the building we are right now in. It was a big barn and used for cows, and here was a stable for horses. And we took 1/3 of the total building we took away because this white part, as you see here, was in a very, very bad condition. And as we found out, there was even no foundation under this natural stone wall. And you see here the cracks inside the wall. So it was very bad condition, and we was afraid that our kids was hit by some falling concrete or whatever. And so we decided that we make a training center. So we called some people which we hired to take off the poisoned roof material. And we had some volunteers at the same time here. And then we dismantle everything, we tear it down, and the wood construction is right now still standing in the yard, as you saw when we passed by to the Hobbit House, and part of material is built the Hobbit House from. So we reused the old wood construction of this roof. And then we hired a German which is living on the other side of Smiltene. He is a carpenter, and he came and he gave us a list to cut the trees in the right proportion. And he was with me 3 weeks on the ground, cutting all the woods like the plan he have. I said, did it goes well? 3 weeks, what we are doing? And he said, yeah, come on. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we need 7 people. And in 2 days, this is the end of the first day, and this is the end of the second day. Each wood fits like Lego. He had the plan in his mind. He cut everything 3 weeks on the floor. He lifted it up, and this is after 2 weeks. So from this, 2 days, sorry. From this to this, it's 2 days. 7 people, lifting it up, nail it together, done. And it fits. And only one piece, one rafter, was in the wrong angle. So we have to cut it a bit more in the right angle. So there was 5 degrees missing. The other fits perfectly. Yeah, and unfortunately, then the carpenter was a bit busy, and it stays over the winter in this kind of condition. And after this year, it looks so, and now it looks like this. And now we have the training center. Natural building. As you already heard on our tour, I like experiments, and this is the beginning of our first Hobbit House, which we built on the spot. I never built a house before, and I wanted to make an experiment, and I wanted to have it small and tiny. And so Linda and I and some volunteers started to build the first Hobbit House here on the spot. And then come, again, volunteers who help us plaster and making the roof. This is from inside, with an open fire oven. Integrate rather than segregate. So we integrated the house into the nature, and it's barely seen as a house. And so it looks right now. And with the experience I and Linda especially made, we said to our 13-year-old daughter, please start to build your own house, because we don't want to have her in front of a smartphone the whole summer. And she started to plan her own house. She chose the place, and we was crazy enough without her allowing us to start to dig. And in total, we run 5 workshops, weekend workshops. And after the first weekend, the Hobbit House, as her planted it, was so. So there was 25 people who was coming and help us with the old wood material, which was here from this training center, which as a leftover. And after a weekend, we built this. After one week later was the next workshop. And this was an outcome of the second weekend. And so it stays over the winter. So open all the walls and a bit of the roof. And then you can see here, even McDonald's can help you to create permaculture stuff, because we buy this advertisement from a company in Riga who make advertisement on walls on big houses. And it's a very strong material which lasts when you dig it in the earth. It stays for more than 100 years there, and it's very good waterproofed. And then we run our third workshop where we show the people different kind of techniques to build walls inside the house. One of them you see here is a clay slip and clay and straw salad mix, where we put the clay and the straw together and stamp it in a construction which we built around the wooden framing. And as you see here, we used also straw bales, and this is a forced workshop. And in the forced workshop, we show the people how to plaster it from outside with lime plaster and from inside with clay plaster. And the fifth workshop was a rocket mass heater workshop. And we get a special window on the top of the building. And she got her compost toilet, which I also documented in one of the tent project, which you saw already in the afternoon. And this is a picture from last winter. And we could catch and store energy because of the off-grid system we use there. So we have 2 huge batteries. And you see here in this picture, we have 2 panels, but right now we have already 4 panels to connect to the house. And she runs never out of energy. So she is very often on her phone, on the computer, and she charges everything, and everything is connected. Yeah, and this is from this summer. In 2016, we was the host of the 3rd Permaculture Festival, and we was expecting around about 40 people, but then it turns out that 75 adults and 26 children came, and we built the summer kitchen. So ahead, I make the roofing for the summer kitchen, and in the end of the weekend, okay, the painting was afterwards, but they make the dragon, and they make the wall with the octopus, and the wall with my favorite football team, and then the pizza oven, and the rocket stove, and the bench, and we did it all in one weekend at the Permaculture Festival. Yeah, pictures from the evening event at the Permaculture Festival. There was lectures. This is a teacher from Lithuania, and he teaches some gardening stuff. And because we was so many people, even some participants, here's Charlie from England, who was actually a participant, was ready to give some lectures here in the training center within the Permaculture Festival. And then the man who built the first own private straw bale house here in Latvia, Alexander Lubinskis, came on Saturday and teach some lessons about straw bale building. In the beginning, we make our own marmalade in a solution like this. And as you see here, a lot of heat and fire goes away and was not effective enough. And in my summer kitchen, I right now have rocket stoves. And as you see here down in the picture below, here are 3, and here are 4 logs of small wood, and the fire goes up around the pot and heated only the pot. And you have to stir the marmalade, or here are right now are mushrooms inside. You have to stir them also on the side and not only on the bottom. This is a new technique you have to learn when you cook something, because the heat is so on the sideways that it's a very efficient wood stove. This is actually my kitchen when we started here. Yeah, in 2011. And this is the kitchen, how it looks right now. We had this wonderful compost toilet, and we had volunteers who wanted to paint something. And they asked me, can you give us some color and some brushes, and we paint some? I said, okay. And then they painted the 4th season in my dry toilet. And now I have a 4-season toilet. Yeah, and I was standing there 2.5 or 3 days and painting all these nice pictures. Even a couple can sit there, or a child and a mother or whatever. And the human compost, we store in the compost pile, and after 2 years, we bring them in the field. Yeah, gray water system. You saw already the gray water system, and I can show you this, a sign which we have. Can you see this? Mainly your screen. So we created this sign because we applied also to become a land center. To land center is what? Learning,
action, networking, and demonstration site.
Thank you. Because there's this standard which comes from the UK. They started more than 10 years ago demonstration sites and wanted to show people how to live together with nature. And for this to become a land standard farm, you have to have signs on each permaculture element you have. And so we created also this kind of sign. And the gray water system is there. The sign is here. We only have to put a stick in the ground and put them there. So very soon there will be the stick and the sign. And yeah, this is the first of this 3, I cannot say pond because there's gravel inside, but the wastewater, the gray water comes here in the first pond and filtered by the roots of the plants. And then the roots takes the soap out and puts a molasses, a sugar, put it back, and with an overflow, it goes in the second pond. And this is a picture from the first year where we had some trouble because the plants in the second pond was not enough. And with this very hot summer in the first year, the water becomes bad. And so we put some oxygen in and we put a straw bale in to get a greater surface. And then we had the result that the water turns good again. Yeah. And then we have an overflow to the third pond. And this is a picture from the second year. And as you see, the frogs like the insect, like Buddha said. And so the frogs are coming and taking the bees and the flies. And this is a picture from this spring. As you see here, the first pond is overgrown. And here are some buckwheats inside, not buckwheats, this plants which grows on the surface of the water table. And here are the goldfish inside. And the water quality is so good, the goldfish give even birth to the babies of the goldfish. And so they feel healthy and well. In the beginning, our garden was in straight lines. And as you see here, we love a lot of beans and onions and planted even tomatoes without a greenhouse, only with the roof. And some herbs we planted here in the front. But then in 2017, we were the host of the PDC course in May. And there's a principle called use edges and value the marginal. So we never grow in straight lines. We make this garden like a flower, which looks from the top, to have more edges. And the harvest was so big that Liga even said, I don't want to have this anymore because I'm stepping always on something. The pathways was not clear where it was. So it was overgrown by our food, but we could not step there. And so we go back to straight lines, which you see here. And in a photo later, I will show you how the straight lines look like. Here's also, you can see this from this year, that the harvest was very huge. So as I said, we have a lot of tomatoes, ketchup already in the cellar, and the beans are in, and kale and corn and whatever else. Also in this permaculture course, we started a bus stop because I have school kids, and at this time Elena goes to the kindergarten, and in harsh winter and autumn times they were standing in the wind, in the snow, in the rain, and we bring them to the autobus. I said, this cannot go, and we asked permission to build this bus stop. And I go to a scratch place to get this colored bottle, and the bus stop is looking right now so. And it becomes there was an activity we called 100 pieces you can do for Latvia. And one of these 100 elements was our bus stop. There was one participant in this PDC who gets up very early because he has a farm with horses. And between 5 o'clock he woke up, and 9 o'clock when the course started, he was very bored, and he came to me and said, Thomas, can you give me some work? And I said, yes, you can make a chicken tractor. And he took my trailer, and in his 2-week courses, he built this chicken tractor. And afterwards, some volunteers painted it, and now I have a wonderful chicken tractor, which I can move around. And the chicken moves from fields to fields because sometimes we collect them. Right now they're running free because everything is harvested from the garden. But in spring, when they dig out and scratch out in the garden, we connect them in the fencing. Animals we had on the farm. In the meantime, we had 9 goats, and 7 we took milk from them and produced our own cheese. There was this dwarf pigs from Vietnamese, which are right now no more living, but in the cellar right now we have more than 180 cans of their meat. Yeah, and the swallows school their kids how to train to start to build a nest. So in springtime, or after they was born in early summer, they come and teach on our house to land there and start to build houses. We are not going for horses, we are going for donkeys, because my wife did not like big animals and my kids wanted to have horses. So we make a compromise to go to Hungary and buy 2 donkeys, so the couple, and now we, as you've seen before, there are 4 standing still on the field. I have to bring them in after this presentation because it's already right dark here. Yeah, and when we bought this farm, there was also 4 beehives standing empty next to the sauna house, and we cleaned them, standing in the right position, and then the bees come by themselves because our neighbor is a beekeeper and he has more than 80 hives. And so there was a day when the bees moves in, and now we have honey from the beekeeper. Also in this permaculture course, we started to make a herb spiral. And when you have herbs, you need a solar dryer. And there's a nice story with Sascha. Sascha, can you hear me? Super. He came to me and asked me, can I get this cupboard which is standing in your garage? I said, no, there are my tools inside. And he said again, he asked me again, but I need them. Please give me this cupboard. I said, no, I don't want to give it because all my power tools are standing there. And I was busy because I was not attending the course. I was maintaining and all the other kinds of stuff, management, which we do around the course. And so I left him with, no, Sascha, you don't take it. And after 45 minutes, an hour, I came back and he started to create something like this. And I'm very happy, Sascha, that you do this, that you not listen to me sometimes. And right now, we are drying our tea, our herbs in it, and it's functioning very well. And I'm very proud that you go against my order not to use it. Thank you for this, Sascha. This is an off-grid shower system which we have and use from late spring to late summer, which produce 150, 180 liters of warm water. And in nice warm days, it's more than 50 degrees. In end of March this year, we had already 40, 45 degrees of warm water inside, enough to have the whole family under the shower each day. The sun is collecting the energy and heating the water here. It's stored in a standard barrel inside here, and the shower is behind the curtain. Janick and Sascha is making a kontiki, so charcoal. And this picture is made also within the PDC course which we run here. Until this spring, from the first fire, from the first and only fire which has happened in this kontiki, I had the charcoal. I never more used it till now because I'm running out of charcoal. And next spring there will be the next fire producing the charcoal to bring it in the fields and in my Valipini. We lost our teachers, is it right? No? Okay. Okay. So, and then here's a picture of the beginning of the Valipini. As you see here, this is the old fundament, which was 17 meters long and 5 meters something wide. And so we used only 6 meters and dig out the earth here and bring it to the other side, go for the old tires and building the water catchment system built in. And as you see here, we planted already the tomatoes, even without a roof. And this is a picture from this summer, where you see here the tomatoes already red and still flowering here in the corner. And the water tank is full of water, so sometimes we even run more than these 1,000 liters and I have a small flood on the ground here. Everybody needs bread. We run a workshop and make a bread oven inside the house because the pizza oven was not big enough to hold the mass to bake also the bread inside the pizza oven. A very nice Christmas present for 2 of my kids because Elena was not born. This is a tree house which I presented as Christmas present for Lucas. And Linda gets a zip line so she can run from one tree 42 meters to another tree. And it's her Christmas present. We run workshops for kindergarten kids, for first school class kids. We run workshops for youngsters. We run workshops for families. And sometimes for crazy ladies who are coming and passing by. There was some kind of ladies rally. They're all dressed in strange costumes and having some exercises here to do with some actions, questions they ask and action have to do. And so we take care of a lot of people on this farm. From natural materials, I don't know the English word. What is Latvani in English? No. We make musical instruments. And we show people how to build the rocket mass heater. We run PDC courses.
Yes.
Hello? Yeah? A question?
No.
Okay. And we started the diploma course 2.5 years ago. And this day evening is a result of these courses. A couple of years ago, when I met Elga first time, I said, there will be a time when palms are growing here. Yes, they are growing here in my pots, but there will be a time, hopefully, the palms are growing in natural here. With the climate change, we will see. And as I promised you, here you see the garden with the straight lines, which is mulching with hay and straw in the late spring, early summer, where we started to plant all the kind of foods in the garden. And yeah, last weekend, as you saw already, the 4 Estonian men came, and in this 1.5, 2 days, they built up this very nice, tiny little house, which is 16 square meters on the ground, plus a double bed in the second floor. It produced on-grid 3.4 kilowatt as maximum power, and we can sell it, as you see here, the black cable, to the grid. There's a possibility to make it as an off-grid system, but then it costs a bit more on money. One of my favorite and last picture for this presentation here, these wide angle pictures where you see the hay hotels, the summer kitchen, training center, the animal barn, the donkeys in the back, and the greenhouse in the front. Because we have not only the Valipini, which is on the hill behind the animal barn, there's also a traditional greenhouse where mainly Liga taking care, and they're taking care of the Valipini. Yeah, this so far is a presentation of the pictures in the last 8 years. And now I asked Sascha and Janick to go on my documentation page, which is the page 44, where we have the plans, because I don't think that you can see my presentation right now with the drawings I made of this, of the property. And I will share the stopping of this and going here, and want to share this picture. So this is page number 44. Unfortunately, I cannot make it bigger than you not see the screen, and I have to stand up and go here. So this is the property, how it looks like 8 years ago. For example, we are right now here in this building, which is a training center, which was a barn. There's a very small distance in between the animal barn and the real barn. And the old ladies had the garden in between these apple trees. And the big spruce tree was here. There was another woodshed here. And behind, which is right now the hay hotel, there was plenty of plum trees, which we took down, which is now right now our fruit forest. This is how it looks, or how it was in 2011. And now I go in 2020, how it looks right now. And I go for Sascha and Janick and all the other online lovely people. I go down It shows the same image which I presented here for the audience located here. So, as you see, the training center right now is much shorter. The gray water system appears. The tree is gone. The garden has moved behind the training center. Linda's Hobbit House and the off-grid system appears. There is this fruit forest behind the Hay Hotel. My neighbor digged the pond a bit bigger. Maybe you recognize. The woodshed disappeared. And Google beds are here, here, and there, are still in development because the back side Google bed here is only half of it planted with pumpkins, and cannabis is hemp. Thank you. I missed the word right now. So, and then we go further on because I have a map, which is an overlaying map, and I don't know if you can see it. No. This one? With zones and sectors for the permaculture principle. So for the online people, I have the zones and sectors in this map.
Thomas, do you see some arrow on the screen?
Sorry?
Do you see some arrow on the screen? I'm just moving. Do you see?
The arrow.
Arrow. Yeah. Do you see what one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's me. So I'm doubling what you were showing there, but those are not mine also.
Ah, okay. Thank you for this. That's good. So, zone 0, the house. Zone 1, around the house. And then we go till zone 5. I skip a bit because we are already close to 1 hour. Which should be abundant. Oops, sorry for this. Which is here on the top when you drive in. So there's a grass field which we call the butterfly field. And there starts already from themselves growing some trees, some oaks, some lime trees, and so on. The sectors which I wanted to focus on is that we have dust coming from the northeast inside. The main wind is coming from the northwest. We have deers which coming from the wood, which is from the south, because behind the animal barn starts an open field, and behind the field after 500 meters, they're coming the deers and sometimes the wild pigs. Between the Hay Hotel and the main house is the highest point, and we have a slope down in this kind of direction which goes to the east with a wonderful view. But also when the rain goes down, especially here in front of the garage where the earth is very compact, we have a run of water, and it takes away a lot of sand which is in front of the garage and bring it here in this zone 5, all the way through the pathway for the cars. This is it. We have another living house, which is called Linda's Hobbit House. And there we have then also zone 0 and zone 1, where she have her own garden. Okay. And then we have the last sheet. There's not much to see, but something. I will only put it on top of this. So, oops. Oh, come on. Nope, don't go so. Okay, then we take the other off. Thank you, my dear. So, yes. Now it's an overlap. So, this is a map from.
Online?
Sorry?
Online, you also sure?
Yeah, sorry. Online also. Online also. So, in the future, there's a plan to focus more in this area here, the development of the farm, because as you saw already in my photo presentation, I'm enthusiastic to build natural houses, and I want to have a climbing tower, which is here, which will be on the field, because as I said that we have these social kids from Germany, and they have to build up trust. And when you, as a host, start to climb up 50 meters free climbing on a tower, then the kids have to trust you, you have to trust the kids. So we wanted to have a climbing tower where we work with the kids together and have this wonderful view, which we have already from on the high hill here, even a better view from 15, 20 meters above. And we like to build tiny houses, as you see already, 2 Hobbit houses, 1 off-grid house or on-grid house. Lucas next year turns 14, and it is a time when he started to build his own house. And maybe there's a time here where I will build my house for my personal stuff. Oops. I have nothing more to say than thank you for your attention. And I'm open for all the questions which first the teachers have, and then maybe the audience have. Thank you. Yeah. We can stop this. Yeah. Sascha and Janick have to